Good morning. I'm Berks County Commissioner Christian Leinbach, and I want to welcome you to the Commissioners Board meeting for July the 23rd. We are obviously in person, but also broadcasting on Microsoft Teams Town Hall and also on Berks Community Television. We'll begin with a moment of silence, followed by a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I recognize my executive assistant, Veronica Lepore, to read the public comment notice.
Good morning. Thank you. Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you very much, Veronica. Are there any additions or corrections for the July 9th, 2026 meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. I do want to note that we did have two executive sessions, one on July the 22nd, dealing with real estate and litigation, and one this morning, July the 23rd, dealing with personnel. We have no public comment on specific agenda items in person, and there is none online. So we will move into our agenda. The first item on our agenda, we have Peter Edelman from Stevens and Lee, bond counsel for Albright College in connection with the proposed issuance by the Berks County Municipal Authority of one or more series of tax-exempt and tax revenue bonds. I've made this point before. This is not uncommon. The action being asked of the county has nothing to do with the financial component of these bonds. It's specifically a requirement that the local governing body endorse the idea of the institution being valuable or important to the community. So that's the action before us. There's no fiscal component to what we're doing. You feel free, Peter, in your comments to add anything that you would like on that.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach, and good morning, commissioners. Appreciate your time this morning. As Commissioner Leinbach mentioned, I'm here on behalf of Albright College. They are moving forward with a proposed tax-exempt bond financing in an amount not to exceed $65 million. Proceeds of the bonds are going to be used to finance the restructuring of their existing tax-exempt indebtedness, as well as to finance the purchase of two existing dormitories that they're currently leasing and which are on campus, and to finance some additional capital improvements on behalf of the college. As noted, they are working with the Berks County Municipal Authority as a conduit issuer. And as a precondition to the issuance of taxes and bonds, and as required by the provisions of the Internal Revenue Code, a public hearing must first be conducted to give members of the public an opportunity to ask questions and comment about the proposed financing. That hearing was conducted by the municipal authority at its meeting a few weeks ago. I can let you know that no members of the public attended that hearing. So the hearing was conducted. It was explained to the board the reason for the hearing. And then once that was concluded, the hearing was ended. The second piece of this public approval requirement is to come before the Board of County Commissioners to seek your approval for the issuance of the bonds. There is a resolution on the agenda today, which will authorize, really not authorize, but just approve the issuance of the bonds. The resolution does make clear that the county is not a guarantor of the bonds. They're not pledging any of their credit or fiscal health in any way in connection with this financing. The sole borrower here is Albright College. If there's any problems down the road, the lenders will look solely to the college for repayment of the debt. So as noted, this is really just a precondition required by the Internal Revenue Code. And, turn it back to the board to see if there's any additional questions.
Yeah, the line in here in the resolution is declaring that the Albright College is desirable for the health, safety, and welfare of the people in the area served by Albright College, et cetera. So any questions from my colleagues? As we normally do, we handle these as a separate voting item. What is the will of the board?
I will make a motion to adopt a resolution approving the financing by the Berks County Municipal Authority of a project for the benefit of Albright College, declaring that it is desirable for the health, safety, and welfare of the people in the area served by Albright College for the authority to participate in the financing of the project, authorizing the approval of the project for federal Internal Revenue Code purposes, and authorizing other necessary and appropriate action. The approval granted hereby shall not in any way pledge or obligate the credit or taxing power of the county, nor shall the county be liable for the payment of the principal of premium, if any, or interest on the bonds to be issued by the authority to finance the project.
I'll second the motion.
The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Thank you very much, Peter.
You bet. Thanks for your help.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is the sweetest item of the year. And I'm not talking about the people, although I'm sure they're sweet people too. I'm talking about what they're here to talk to us about and what we get to have a little bit later. And that is dealing with National Dairy, National Ice Cream Month. So I'm going to start by recognizing the executive director of our Berks County Department of Ag and deputy, and that's, I should say names, Kim Fees and Amanda Burkhart-Sell. And then if you want to introduce, normally we come up here, bring up the dairy and her court, Dairy Princess and her court. And you did bring ice cream, right?
That's on its
Because
way.
if you didn't, we're done.
We passed the truck at the Ag Center, so we know it's on its way. So thanks very much for having us. It's always a great opportunity, not only to eat ice cream, but also to showcase some of the youth in our industry in Berks County for agriculture. So I'm going to let these ladies come up, introduce themselves. We'll have Maya give a little talk, and then Jordy's going to give us a little song.
Yeah, and you can take the mic down for little
Want to
dairy
introduce
mess.
yourselves first?
Hello, everyone. My name is Maya Bixler, and I'm your Berks County Dairy Princess. I am the oldest daughter of Jonathan and Tiffany Bixler, owners of Tujinja Holsteins in Bethel. I graduated from Tobahaken High School in 2023 and Lakeshore Technical College in Cleveland, Wisconsin in 2025 with a degree in dairy herd management. I currently work at Fantasyland Farms in Robesonia, where I work as a herd manager, taking care of daily tasks, milking, feeding calves, all that jazz. And I'm excited to share the dairy story with all of you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Wetzel, and I'm serving as your Berks County alternate dairy princess for this year. I'm about to start my junior year at Brandywine Heights High School, where I'm very active in their FFA, serving as their president for this upcoming year. I live right outside of Topton, PA, where I work on Shanakey Dairy Farm. We milk a herd of Holstein cows twice a day, and I'm excited to get to promote this great industry this year.
Hi, my name is Jordan. I'm 6 years old. Dairy's good for me, this I know. It makes me strong and helps me grow. Milk, cheese, or yogurt, you can't go wrong. You never weak, milk makes me strong. Yes, dairy's good for me. The farmer tells me so.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alexa Davis. I'm the 19-year-old daughter of Mike and Angie Davis, and we live in Leesport. I graduated from Schuylkill Valley High School in 2025, and I'm currently going to Harrisburg Community College for dental hygiene. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Adriana Wetzel. I'm from Brandywine Heights High School, going into my junior year. And my favorite flavor ice cream is chocolate.
She remembered.
Hi, my name is Melena Rhodes. I'm the 14-year-old daughter of Darren and Sandy Rhodes. I will be entering my freshman year at the Ole Valley High School. This is my second year as a dairy ambassador, and my favorite flavor of ice cream is Cookie Monster.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alexis Servin. I'm 15 years old. I'm going into my sophomore year at Topahakan Area High School. I am the daughter of Gwen Switzer, and my favorite flavor ice cream is mint chocolate chip.
That's a great one.
My favorite flavor of ice cream is chocolate. So my speech is From Calf to Cow, the story behind a glass of milk. Good morning. When you think about dairy farming, do you picture a cow standing in a lush pasture or a tall glass of milk sitting on your kitchen table? While dairy farming might make you think of these things, there's an extensive process behind that final glass of milk. Milk production is not something that happens overnight. It is the result of years of planning, animal care, and daily decision making. To fully understand modern dairy farming, we have to begin at the very start of a dairy cow's life as a newborn calf. A dairy cow's journey begins at birth, with the first few hours being the most crucial of her entire life. During this critical period, the calf must receive colostrum, which is the first milk from a mother after calving. Colostrum contains high concentrations of antibodies, nutrients, and immune-supporting compounds that is important to establish a healthy immune system. Because calves are born without significant immunity of their own, receiving adequate colostrum shortly after birth is essential for survival, growth, and long-term health. Following this initial stage, the calf enters what is known as the pre-wean stage. During this period, she is typically fed a milk or milk replacer, along with access to fresh water and a specifically formulated starter grain. Although milk provides immediate nutrition, starter feed plays a key role in developing the rumen, which is the largest compartment of a cow's stomach and the system responsible for digesting high fibrous feeds, such as hay, silage, or pasture. Early nutritional management during this stage has lasting effects on growth, health, and future milk production. As a calf matures, she becomes a heifer, which is a young female that has not yet given birth. This growth period generally lasts between 18 and 24 months and focuses on developing a healthy, well-balanced animal rather than rapid weight gain. Dairy farmers carefully monitor body condition, growth rates, and overall health while providing diets that includes forages, grains, minerals, and protein sources. Proper management during the heifer stage ensures she reaches the appropriate size, weight, and maturity necessary for successful reproduction and future productivity. At approximately 2 years of age, that heifer gives birth to her first cow and officially enters the herd as a lactating dairy cow. Most dairy farms feed cows a total mixed ration, commonly known as TMR. This feeding system combines ingredients such as corn silage, hay, grains, protein supplements, minerals, and vitamins into a singly balanced diet that ensures each cow receives consistent nutrition in every bite. The goal is to meet the cow's energy, protein, and health requirements while maintaining efficient milk production. Nutrition, however, is only one part of dairy management. Dairy farmers also prioritize animal welfare and cow comfort because healthy animals are more productive and experience better overall well-being. Cows are provided with clean and comfortable bedding, proper ventilation, protection from extreme weather, and continuous access to fresh water. Many farms also monitor animal health through regular veterinary care and use technologies to track feeding behavior, activity levels, and milk production. The milk produced through this process is one of the most nutrients-dense foods available on the market. Milk naturally contains 13 essential nutrients, including calcium, protein, phosphorus, and vitamin B12. These nutrients support important functions such as bone strength, muscle growth, energy metabolism, and overall health across all stages of life. However, dairy farming is much more than producing milk. It represents a long-term commitment to responsible animal care, environmental stewardship, and providing consumers with safe, nutritious foods. Dairy farmers continually adapt their practices to improve efficiency, reduce waste, conserve resources, and maintain high standards of quality and sustainability. The journey from calf to cow is complex and carefully managed. Every stage from birth and nutrition to growth, reproduction, and milk production requires knowledge, dedication, and attention to detail. So the next time you enjoy a glass of milk, yogurt, cheese, or another dairy product, remember the years of care, planning, and hard work that made it possible. Long before it reaches your table, that product began with a calf and a commitment to doing things the right way every single day. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My speech is on how dairy farmers utilize their management strategies to provide the best care for their herd, but also our bottom line. Good morning, everyone. I work at Shanakey Dairy Farm, and on the farm, I see how dairy farmers are not only utilizing their management strategies to provide the best care for their herd, but also positively impact our local economy. Farmers are feeding their cows a well-balanced diet, including a mixture of forages, grains, minerals, and vitamins, and key components such as grain, barley, and oats. According to the USDA, dairy cattle should be receiving anywhere from 42 to 66% of forage in their feed rations to maintain a healthy diet. A better diet sets a cow up for a healthy, well-lived life, and a happy, healthy cow will be able to produce more milk. Farmers always strive to save money on their farms because it benefits them and their herd. Being self-sustainable is important to farmers because farmers maintain good diets for their cows, but that can definitely get costly. If a farmer can save money by growing and harvesting their own crops for feed, it saves them one less purchase on the farm. In the U.S. alone, dairy farmers that can be self-sustainable on feed are saving anywhere from 20 to 40% on feed costs alone. And feed costs are one of the biggest expenses on farms, being roughly 60 to 70% of the total production costs. So when they're able to take that money and put it in more needed areas, such as improvements around the farm. Clean housing and milking equipment, as well as consistent milking times, are another essential part to the dairy farming industry. Keeping barns and milking equipment clean helps keep cows, heifers, and calves healthier and safer. Regularly adding new dry bedding to beds and pen, ensuring good ventilation, regularly adding new water, and maintaining good calving hygiene can help keep a herd safe. Doing this helps keep a herd healthier longer, resulting in more milk going to store for sale. Along with clean barns and milking equipment, consistent milking times is another essential part to the dairy farming industry. Essential milking times provide the best care for their herd, where they improve comfort, enhance udder health, and overall improve the comfort of the cow, leading to higher milk production. Due to the same time of milk letdown, the same patterns and hormone regulation, meaning farmers can send out the most milk they can by just regularly milking their cows 2 to 3 times a day. The last management strategy I'm going to discuss today is doing regular vet checkups. During vet checks, a vet works closely with the farmer and the herd to inspect the herd. The faster the problem is caught, the easier it is to treat. Penn State Inspection has stated in 2024 that working with a herd vet or other consultants result in healthier animals reaching breeding age at 12 to 14 months and calving age at 22 to 24 months. Vet checkups overall improve not only the safety, but the health of the herd, so they can live the longest and healthiest lives they can. And studies show that farmers can save hundreds of dollars per cow by just doing regular vet checks. All 4 of these examples I had listed here this morning lead to the same outcome. When a farmer gives their cow a well-balanced diet, clean spaces, and consistent milking time, as well as good health care, it leads to the same outcome, a healthy, high-producing milk cow. All of these have a positive impact on not only the farmer's bottom line, but our local economy by being able to put the most milk they can on our shelves. So farmers strive to take the best care of their herd because it not only benefits them, but it benefits everybody. Thank you.
I just want to take a second to recognize the people that help support these ladies and get them around. So we have Sandy Rhodes and Shannon Wenzel here who helped get them through. And as you can see, what a great example of the future of ag. They speak very well about what agriculture is and all the components of technology, of science that are in the dairy industry. So if you want to come up, we'll give some recognition here.
Then let's take a picture in front of them.
Sure. Start with Maya.
Maya? Congratulations. Congratulations. And then we'll line up right back in here. Yes, it's forward. That's a good idea. Sarah Wetzel? It's a good idea. Like that. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Gordy Kelchner,
She's the tall one.
I can tell. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Jordy's had the unique experience of being able to be a little missed twice. She missed some opportunities at the end of last year, so they were able to have her back again. So she looks a little familiar.
That's what it is. I see Davis's every year that I'm here, it seems. Alexa Davis.
Alexa's family historically has been a large supporter.
Yeah.
of
Well,
the
her
dairy
grandmother.
system. Yep,
Worley's, Donna Worley.
yep.
So, is it Melina?
Yes.
Melina Rhodes. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Alexis Servin. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And Adriana Wetzel. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
We'll go behind. See take a step forward.
I'm going to the other side. I'm over here.
A little bit. I mean, they're right behind her. You afraid that she's gonna be too tall?
Yeah.
Block you?
Yeah.
You lined up good? Move us around if you want to.
All sit forward.
Push him down.
Should we move them out?
Yeah, just push him down.
Close the laptop. That's been the same strike. There we go.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Congratulations.
And thanks again for recognizing the ag industry here in Berks.
My favorite flavor, peanut butter ripple.
Yep, I'm peanut butter ripple, although chocolate chip mint's a close second.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Continuing with the agenda. Item 1, enactment of a county ordinance. An ordinance of the County of Berks, Pennsylvania, amending a prior ordinance establishing maximum weight limits for all motor vehicles, commercial vehicles, and other
That's my fault. I don't know why I did it. I turned it off. It's no.
We good? No.
That's off.
Okay, there we go. Continuing here, for all motor vehicles, commercial vehicles, and other tractor trailers and tractor trailer combinations upon various bridges owned and maintained by the county, establishing penalties for the violation of the same and providing for the disposition of fines and forfeitures. Item 2, authorizing under that budget, adopt a resolution authorizing 2026 budget transfers in the amount of $26,031 and 2026 appropriations in the amount of $547,663 per listing dated July the 17th of 2026. Under purchasing, we have one item, adopt a resolution authorizing a recommendation to award and further authorize the Director of Contracts and Procurement to execute a 1-year contract resulting from an invitation to bid for tree planting services for use by the County of Berks Parks and Rec and Facility and Operation Departments as follows. Goes to Newcastle Lawn and Landscape out of Birdsboro. The total estimated annual expenditure is $47,438.18. We have 3 items under Human Resources. Item 1, authorize the appointment of Matthew Kopke to part-time custody support master, court administration. Item 2, authorize the appointment of Janine Beidler to Deputy Administrator, IDD, Autism, Early Intervention, Mental Health, Developmental Disability Services. Item 3, authorize the promotion of Christopher Tarantino from Assistant County Solicitor in Children and Youth to Supervising Attorney, Solicitor's Office. We have several items listed under the County Commissioners. Item A, adopt a resolution approving the fiscal year 26-27 total local match of $542,097 for the South Central Transit Authority as outlined below, and further authorizes the submission of a commitment letter to the South Central Transit Authority outlining Berks County's local match. The local match shall be $502,470 for Berks County's local operating match and $39,627 for Berks County's local capital match, for a total of $542,097 of matching funds for local operating financial assistance pursuant to Pennsylvania Code. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing Justin Morrow, Detective Sergeant in the District Attorney's Forensic Service Unit, and Claudia Furco, Deputy Director in the District Attorney's Office, as the designated authorized representatives for the Department of Justice fiscal year 2026 National Integrated Ballistic Information Modernization Program. This resolution shall further authorize submission of the application and supporting documents and authorizes the chair or chief operations officer to execute all documents and agreements necessary to facilitate and assist in obtaining the requested grant. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute an agreement between the County of Berks and the September 11th National Memorial Trail Alliance for installation of appropriate wayfinding signs on property owned by the county to help residents, visitors, bicyclists, walkers, and others users identify and safely navigate the September 11th Memorial Trail. This agreement shall be subject to final review and approval of the Berks County Solicitor's Office. I am going to, maybe I am. I was going to share my screen, but I got disconnected. Give me a second so that people know what we're talking about. I can blame Dante on that as well for getting me disconnected. Is that okay?
Close your computer.
That's probably what happened though. Let me bring this up. Here we go. There's some in the room that weren't alive when 9/11 happened. September 11th of this year will be the 25th anniversary. And this is known as the 9/11 Trail. You can find this at 911trail.org. And specifically, what we're talking about is a portion of the trail in this area here. It goes by Stonecliff Park, which is County Park, the Union Canal Trail, up through trying to think, the Grings Mill area, up to the Heritage Center, all the way up to Blue Marsh. So this agreement allows them to put the signage. We're not paying anything for this, but ultimately an individual will be able, and I think I have a better picture. Here is the entire trail. So it's New York heading out to the Flight 93 Memorial. It connects to Pittsburgh, going all the way down to Washington, D.C. and the Pentagon, and then back up more of an easterly coast to Wilmington, Philadelphia, Trenton, Edison, back up to New York. I'm curious. I love trails. I'm curious to get to go on sections of the trail. But the exciting thing is part of this national trail is right here in Berks County. So I will stop sharing and continue with the agenda. Item D, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute a memorandum of understanding between the County of Berks and the I Am Able Foundation. This MOU allows the I Am Able Foundation to assemble and maintain a shed which will contain ambulatory bicycles to be used for I Am Able Foundation activities on county-owned property located at the Berks County Heritage Center, 1102 Red Bridge Road, Bern Township, here in Berks County. Item E, adopt a resolution ratifying and confirming the execution and submission by Barbara Jakubik, Administrator of Berks County Children and Youth Services, of a letter of commitment to the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration for the following programs in partnership with Berks Counseling Center. The first bullet, residential treatment for pregnant and postpartum women grant initiative. And the second bullet, treatment and recovery services for youth, adults, and families for SUD and co-occurring grant initiative. Item F, adopt a resolution authorizing the Board of Commissioners to enter into an intergovernmental cooperation agreement with the counties of Dauphin, Lackawanna, Lehigh, and Delaware for a regional youth detention center at the site of the former Berks County Juvenile Detention Center. Item G, adopt a resolution authorizing the Director of Contracts and Procurement, or in their absence, the Deputy Director of Contracts and Procurement, to execute any and all Pennsylvania exemption certificates for state and local sales and use tax purposes. This resolution shall supersede any and all previous resolutions relating to the execution of Pennsylvania exemption certificates as referenced above. Item H, adopt a resolution authorizing Brendan Lederer, Director of the Berks County Parks and Recreation Department, to execute the report signature page of the amended cleanup plan and final report prepared by Liberty Environmental, Inc. This report will be submitted to the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection with the results and conclusions from remedial activities performed at the Berks County Heritage Center site located at 1102 Red Bridge Road, Bern Township, Berks County, PA. Item I, adopt a resolution authorizing Brian Gottschall, Director of Emergency Services, to submit an application for fiscal year 2026 emergency management planning grant funding in the amount of $183,070.01. The EMPG grant supports a 50% portion of the salaries and benefits of the emergency coordinator and a planner and certain eligible training. The fiscal year 2026 application is for salaries and benefits only. Item J, adopt a resolution authorizing Joshua Grove, Administrator of the Berksheim Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, to execute and submit a letter of support for the Pennsylvania Department of Health's Long-Term Care Transformation Civil Money Reinvestment Program. This resolution shall further authorize the administrator to execute all documents and agreements necessary to facilitate and assist in obtaining the requested grant. Item 3, a motion to authorize the execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the contract agenda listing dated July the 20th of 2026. There are a total of 37 contracts. There are 5 with the Area Agency on Aging. There are 3 with the Berksheim. There are 2 with Career Link. There are 3 with Children and Youth Services. There are 15 jointly with Children and Youth Services and Juvenile Probation. There are 3 with the Department of Emergency Services, 1 with Facilities and Operations, 1 with Information Systems, 1 with Parks and Rec, 1 with Purchasing, 1 with the Sheriff's Office, and 1 with the Solicitor's Office. Item 4, a motion to authorize the execution of payments and electronic transfers for the week ending July 24th of 26. Item 5, a motion to authorize the execution of employee payroll disbursements dated July 28th of 2026. Item 6, a motion to authorize the execution of the second quarter of 2026 local earned income tax and local services tax dated July 31st of 2026.
Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion is carried. We'll move now to reports of our treasurer and controller. We'll begin with our treasurer, Mitch Darcourt, with the treasurer's report. Mitch.
Thank you, Commissioner. Today we have an opening balance of $296,550,260.91. We have a balance to declare of $9,386,191.45, leaving us with a balance of $287,164,069.46. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we'll move now to our Berks County Controller, Joe Rutterow, with the Controller's Report. Joe.
Thank you, Chairman Leinbach. Little housekeeping for the week ending July 17, 2026. We had an accounts payable total of $16,623,603.49. we had an employee payroll of $5,642,383.54, a tax collector's payroll of $29,437.76 for a total cash disbursement of $22,295,424.79. For the week ending July 24th, 2026, we have an accounts payable and total cash disbursement of $7,964,642.64. And then just lastly, to update the board, next week, we will be out at the Pennsylvania State Association of County Controllers Summer Conference. So the controller's report will most likely be presented by Thomas Bellick of the Controller's Office. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Joe. Moving now to our Chief Operations Officer, Kevin Barnhart.
Thank you, Commissioner Linebacker. I'd like to reference back to the agenda that was recently approved. Item 2 under HR, authorizing the appointment of Janine Beidler. We want to welcome her to the staff at Deputy Administrator of the MHDD program, but especially note Michelle Rana Weber, who is retiring after over 25 years with the County of Berks, in addition to working in CYS as well as for SAM Inc. over that period of time, at least 25 years with MHDD. I think that's certainly laudable for somebody to spend 25 years here.
And she's been a key player.
Absolutely. It's a tremendous loss, but congratulations to her and her retirement. And on item F, resolution authorizing the Board of Commissioners enter the agreement, intergovernmental cooperation agreement. Pleased to report that Dauphin, Lackawanna, and Delaware have signed early part of July. And it's our reliable information that Lehigh will be signing August 12th. They have to have a second reading between the 12th and the 26th. So we're moving forward finally. And want to thank our outside legal counsel, our internal legal counsel, as well as our COO team, our director, Diane, at the shelter presently, all their efforts put together. We meet monthly with the other counties, and we're really going to press forward to have a real opportunity for these children who need to be incarcerated to keep the streets safe as well as keep them safe as well, and really start on programming and activities for them in hopes that this thing is really going to take off. There's a tremendous shortage of beds in this area of the Commonwealth, and nationwide is a real crisis. So really to come together with 5 counties is pretty darn amazing.
Yeah, and I think it's always important to emphasize we're talking minors that are involved in violent crimes. We're not talking about shoplifting. We're not talking about somebody doing some minor crime. These are violent crimes. And for women right now, there's no place for female minors in Pennsylvania. They're sent either to Maryland or to Ohio. So this is good, and this is good government. Having 5 counties come together to do something jointly that likely one county couldn't afford to do by itself.
Correct.
It really saves the taxpayer money, but it addresses a critical issue because in many cases, these minors there's no place to put them. They're out on an ankle bracelet. And as the DA has told us, in many cases, they're cutting the ankle bracelets off because they know there's almost no consequence.
Correct.
So
thank you. Well put. Thank you.
Thank you. And as you noted, thank you to everyone that's been involved in this. But we're not ending. We're in the early stages of a process and a lot that has to happen yet. With that, we'll move to commissioners' reports, and I'll begin with the report. Back on July the 8th, we had a Liberty Bell event out front, a great turnout. I want to give a special shout out to Veronica, who did a lot of planning, but also to our facilities department. They did a lot of work in actually helping us figure out how to lay things out. Fred Sheeler and the Berks History Center did a great job with decorations for the event. But I got a letter or a card from a veteran that attended the event, veteran that I happen to know. And I'm going to go ahead and share his name, Michael Brady. I know former Commissioner Barnhart will remember Michael Brady. He said, Commissioner Leinbach, thank you for keeping the American dream alive, the other commissioners and row officers. My family fought in every war from the Revolution to 1812, Civil War, World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam. Lost 2 younger brothers in Vietnam, to Desert Storm. Sterling was wounded in the Battle of the Bulge. My buddy Paul Leinbach, and a lot of people, he's related to me. Paul Leinbach owned the Leinbach's Hardware up in Mount Penn, along with his daughters. Buried at Speece Church near Ole, was in BMI in World War II and had Leinbach's Hardware in Mount Penn. I have my grandfather's Civil War sword, Sherman's March to the Sea, and the flags that covered my brother's coffin. The program was very informative on our history. Veronica is a great assistant. I'd give her a raise. Serving our government is an honor and rewarding. What's that?
I think Veronica might have wrote that in.
I was wondering if Veronica wrote the whole thing. Serving our government is an honor and rewarding, like serving our country in the military. God bless our troops. I was there once myself. Respectfully, Mike Brady. I just felt it was necessary to read it. Mike is obviously a Vietnam vet, an older gentleman, and he took the time to send us that card. I heard all good things from people that attended that event. I'm going to share some information from NACO, and that's the only other topic I'm going to touch on. The first thing, I was at a display. The company is called Wing Drone Delivery. They actually had the full-size drone there. It's like 6 feet across. They are actively doing deliveries right now in Charlotte, Atlanta, Houston, and Dallas-Fort Worth. They have 2 different types of drones. They hold the world record for the most drone deliveries in 1 hour. They plan to expand to 270 sites. One of them is Philadelphia. Seeing that kind of technology was pretty amazing. Drone technology obviously can be very beneficial, but if it's used militarily, Russia and Ukraine, Iran has been using low-cost drones for military purposes, but this was very impressive. Number of takeaways from the meeting. I sit on the Transportation Committee. We had a presentation from Louisiana. Fascinating. They have a bundled bridge program in Louisiana that allows them a completely different model where they pick as a county, well, actually, they're not counties, they're parishes, 5 top contractors, and they vet them, and they do that in 5 days instead of the normal 45 days, and then they begin contract finalization, and they parcel out projects. So if they have 5 contractors, they may have 3 or 4 bundles of bridges. They pick the contractors that are going to do those projects. The whole process versus the 45 plus 30 days in the old process takes 7 days from the time they start till they let the contracts. I don't know exactly how they do that, but I can tell you people in on a committee wanted a lot more information to find how they're able to do that. The money that is saved is significant, but the time that is saved is also important. I wanted to highlight 2 of the resolutions. We passed several resolutions. A resolution means this becomes official position of the National Association of Counties. These were passed in committee and then passed in our business meeting unanimously. The one resolution, currently federally funded transportation projects that, well, actually not federally funded, any transportation projects that involves wetlands come under EPA. And for whatever reason, in transportation projects, they require a 2-to-1 wetlands replacement. So if a roadway is crossing over wetlands, the wetlands that is area that's lost, they have to build those wetlands in another area and twice as much. This would simply say there's no science that makes sense. It would make it 1-for-1 replacement. That passed unanimously. Another resolution that passed is protecting the rights of counties to decide on project labor agreements, or what we have up here, RSOs, and not allowing state or federal government to mandate for or against these. And it was unanimous support. The idea is counties should be able to decide what they want to do relative to contracting in those areas. One of the things that I'm going to get some more information on, NACO recently started what are called NACO County cohorts. They are around specific issues. It could range from transportation, bridge, road issues, communication issues, where they fund through sponsors peer exchange events in different parts of the country. And these are not just elected officials. In many cases, they could be a COO, they could be a facilities director, and there's no cost to the county to participate. In the first year of operation, they maxed out the attendance at every one of these events. They had individuals reporting on their experience, every one of them very, very positive. That was presented at our board. At our board meeting, Aaron Hurley, our Chief Government Affairs Officer, noted that NACO has helped write portions of the legislation for the Build 250 Act. That's the new transportation bill. The current transportation funding ends, or funding mechanism ends, the end of September. They're hopeful that Build 250 Act will be the new transportation bill. And then FEMA reform, sections of the FEMA reform were written by the staff at the National Association of Counties. One of the things that they highlighted was the issue that often comes up is nobody's getting anything done in Washington, D.C. Aaron shared with us, and I'm just going to list what these are. There are a number of projects that are being worked on. The one they highlighted is the housing legislation that was just signed. NACO has been involved in that from the very beginning. That passed with bipartisan support in the House and the Senate. Permitting, dealing with federal permitting, NEPA, EPA, surface transportation reauthorization, which is Build America 250, FEMA reform, HR 1 implementation with Medicaid and SNAP. They're working actively, again, on both sides of the aisle with a new farm bill. AI cybersecurity, behavioral health, and regulatory. And that one of those items, not going to go into details, but there are new Office of Management and Budget rules coming out October 1st. They are very concerning. There are some radical changes in the way counties and states will work with the federal government when it comes to funding, and could have some dire impacts on county government, especially if we're not ready We have information and ultimately legal budget. Our COO team will be sharing that with them. I finished up my year of chairing the Mid-Sized County Caucus. One of the presentations at that caucus was the 2030 census. And you might think, well, why would you be looking at the 2030 census in 2026? And that's because it actually starts in May of 2027 with the LUCA, which has to do with verification of addresses all across the country. It starts in May of 27. There's a review that takes place in October of 27. The deadline, a firm deadline to complete everything is from a county level is March of 27. And then the LUCA program closes out September of 29 so that the address issue is all resolved before we actually get into the census. Let me see if there's, and that's all that I'm going to share. And with that, I'll move on to Commissioner Michael Rivera.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. I also want to share a few things from the NACO conference. I'm part of the Community Economic and Workforce Development Committee. And there we had different speakers come in and talk about major issues across the nation, our affordable housing, which is we see here, but that's a nationwide issue, as well as homelessness. So there's a lot of discussed around that. Resolutions, there are 15 resolutions. 3 of them had to deal with providing more resources and opportunities for persons with disabilities. A lot of them also were around affordable housing and homelessness. And one, which was also the one Commissioner Leinbach mentioned, was part of this committee as well. And it was around making project labor agreements voluntary rather than mandatory. And the person who brought it explained why that was and the issues they have with project labor agreements. And they almost missed a project deadline because of that. So they're requesting that that be part of the platform to ask the federal government to make that voluntary. Also, we had participated of the opening general session. I'm not going to talk a lot about it, but the keynote speaker was Master Sergeant Cedric King, and he's a retired Army Ranger and Purple Heart recipient, a WM amputee, and an endurance athlete. He stepped on an IED in Afghanistan, lost both of his legs, spent 3 years in the hospital, and had to make some decisions in his life. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what he brought next week because of the time. I know we have the young ladies outside with the ice cream, so I won't spend time on that today, but I will on next Thursday. Went to different workshops, issues relating to Berks County, and brought back resources. One was on county strategies for advancing public health and brought some information back on that. Also, the Veterans and Military Services Advisory Council went to that and brought some information back on that. One issue I do want to touch on is Commissioner Leinbach already spoke about it, but it's I went to the understanding the OMB's proposed rule on uniform guidance. NACO is very clear. They don't know all the information yet, all the details, but there was a 30-day public comment period, which was open very close to when it started, not common. And they received over 400,000 public comments were submitted during that period. And before moving forward with the proposed rule, they have to reply to those over 400,000 comments. So this was supposed to be put in place in October. That may be delayed if they're not able to get to the 400,000 public comments. But it's sweeping change with the rules governing federal grants, cooperative agreements, and pass-throughs. There are some good things to it, but there are also some very troubling ones. And one of them was that a federal grant could be canceled at any time for any reason. Basically, all it says right now is, in simple words, if it's something that the federal government feels is going against what they want to get done, they can cancel your grant. No reason given and no appeal opportunity either. And it attaches, if you get grant money, and you use it, can also attach anything that you have at the state and county level as well. So something we need to make sure that we keep an eye out on. Again, also, I was going to speak with finance and legal and the COO team to make sure that we are keeping an eye on this. Again, this is just proposed rules. They have to go through the 400 and some thousand public comments, and we'll have to see what that looks like. NACO has also requested clarification on numerous items as well. And one last item I want to congratulate Eileen Castora and thank her for her service. She is stepping down after over 40 years of service to the Berks County Redevelopment Authority Board, and she is also the chair of the Blighted Property Review Committee. And after over 40 years of service on that board, and not all the time on the committee, but over 40-year service of the Redevelopment Board, Redevelopment Authority Board, she is stepping down. So Eileen, thank you for your service and congratulations on stepping down and again, doing the work that you did for the Redevelopment Authority. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Rivera. Moving now to Commissioner Dante Santoni.
I'm looking at the clock and I'm seeing it's the ice cream social is starting, so I'll be quick. I don't want to come between us and ice cream. Just a few things, some activities that I've attended the last couple of weeks. Of course, we didn't meet last week. So the first thing I do want to commend our leadership team and our solicitor and all the staff that were involved in putting together the Youth Detention Center agreement. It is virtually impossible to put together 5 counties. In my career in government and politics, it's just doesn't happen. So getting that together and working through that, and I know that Kevin and Larry did a lot of work, traveled around the area, around the other counties to give them the information that they all required. So I just want to give a real shout out to them, and it was a challenge, I know, but I think we're moving forward very well. So thank you all to who were involved in all of that. A couple things that I had the opportunity to attend. I know that Commissioner Lineback was with me. We attended the ribbon cutting ceremony of the new basketball court at Bethany Children's Home. We enjoyed that. We got a chance to speak there. Also attended the dedication of the Berks Military History Museum and Berks Holocaust Education Center in Moton. That was on July the 16th, headed by State Representative Mark Gillen, who did a lot of work on that, and hopefully they would like us to come and do a tour that we're going to try to set up so the commissioners and staff can go to that. Arthur graduation, our every 8-week opportunity to see how Connections work as a program to help those that have been incarcerated to get out and turn themselves around. This is the last time I'm going to talk about this one, but the fan zone, the FIFA fan zone that occurred downtown Reading, July 3rd, July 4th, July 18th, and July 19th, culminating on the 19th with the World Cup final. I just want to congratulate Heather Zimmerman from the Berks Visitors Bureau, Experience Reading in Berks County, Mark Ratcliffe, who was event coordinator for the events, and my executive assistant, Lynn Burns, who did a lot of work. A lot of challenges with the weather. The first weekend was 105 degrees, so that was a challenge. The last weekend, the first day of the last weekend, we got a little rain, but the Sunday event was successful, and there was a lot of people downtown to watch the World Cup final. So congratulations and thanks to all those that participated. I'm not going to talk soccer for a while now, so that was a weekly event. Also attended the Berks County Conservation District Annual Awards and Scholarship Dinner the other night. Kim and Amanda were there, so they gave out some great scholarships to some students, and they presented a lot of awards. Farm of the Year to the Lefevre Family Farm, along with a number of other very worthy recipients. Lynn and I participated in PA Day 2026, which is an event through America 250. July 20th was Pennsylvania Day. We volunteered at the Helping Harvest Fresh Food Bank Community Kitchen downtown in Reading. We prepped for some meals for Meals on Wheels. We cut a lot of potatoes. We made some chicken. We made some chili lunch for the seniors. So it was a great event. There was state police, state trooper there, a young student. Glenn and I, along with some others that work there that participated. That's all I have. I do want to commend Maya Bixler, the Berks County Dairy Princess, and her court for coming in, and I enjoyed it. And I look forward to having ice cream. And my last thing is my favorite ice cream is rum raisin. Okay, that's all I got.
Yeah, so we said this earlier, but peanut butter ripple
Yep.
with chocolate chip mint, a very close second for me.
Same for me.
So with that, any comments from our row officer?
I don't have anything at this time.
Nothing to offer. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, public comment. We have one in person. Harry Stauffer, if you want to step up to the microphone, you have 3 minutes and your name and where your municipality.
A couple months ago, I was here about assessments. I gave them a phone number. They said they'd call. Well, we must have amnesia. Never got a call. You're in the process of purchasing a building down here at 6th and Penn Street. Not used. The taxpayers are paying for it. I told you before, how can you have a property sell for $220,000 and assess it at $45,000? I'm giving you the offer to spend more money. You need it. That's what politicians do. Find ways of getting money. You're failing. Haven't heard no answer. But there's one more thing. I came in here a couple of weeks ago. This is a public building, isn't it? Would you say this is a public building? I think it is. The only thing that stops you from entering is you got to pass security. And what's security for? To make sure you don't have weapons. It's not there to ask you where you're going. It's not to ask you questions. This is in a communistic state. But I was stopped after passing the machine. After 2 other people passed where to stop, I was stopped. And I was told where I'm going. I said, that's my business. He didn't like that answer. That's the right answer. It is my business where I'm going. He stopped me. He grabbed me. And he took me out of the courthouse, kicked me out of the courthouse. That was over in the old courthouse. This side works right. You pass the machine, no questions asked unless you want to ask them where to go. They do it right in this side. Over there was manhandled and ordered out of the building. But it got worse. I came over here and got in and went over there. Until it was all done, I was surrounded by 5 sheriff people wanting to know what I wanted to do in the courthouse. I says to them, have I broken any laws? They didn't want to say. You taking me into custody? They didn't want to say. They said, what are you doing here? I said, that's my business. Don't I have a right to say that? I think we're in America, people. Do you have a right to say it's my business? Or is that a violation of some law? This place going into a dictatorship, questioning people where they want to go, what they got to do in this building. I have a right to come in here and do a lot of things. And you're aware of that. I resent being held, stopped, thrown out because I wouldn't tell them what I was doing. As long as I'm not breaking no laws and violating your rules and policies, there's no reason for nobody to ask me what I'm doing in the courthouse. I think I would even have the right to come in here if I had to go to the bathroom. Maybe the next time I come in, he asks me where I'm going, I'll say, I'm going to the bathroom. You want to come in and assist me? Maybe
Okay.
you can help me in the bathroom.
Time. Thank you. Time's up.
I know that. I'm
Take
glad
care.
for 3 minutes.
Okay, there's no public comment online. That brings us to the end of public comment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Meeting stands adjourned.